Hello, and welcome in you guys to another movie discussion today. We're here to talk about Obsession. Bro, May 2026 is the month of horror. Between Hokum, Obsession, and later on we're going to get the Backrooms. This is a fantastic month for horror heads. I knew pretty much nothing about this movie until the week prior. I heard it was coming out, I saw the trailer, and I was like, you know what? Why not? Let's send it. I want to catch another horror movie. I'm hot off the heels of Hokum. And let me tell you guys, Obsession did not disappoint. In fact, it might be one of the best horror movies I've seen in a hot minute, in my most recent recollection. And it is crazy to say that, because I do think that this movie is something special. This is Monkey Paw, the movie. If you don't know what that means, it's essentially when you make a wish, and you get the wish, but it's not exactly what you expected. The whole setup of the movie is that a guy has a crush on a girl. Girl's name is Nikki, and the guy's like, you know what? She doesn't really like me. So the dude makes a wish and says that he wants her to fall madly in love with him. And wouldn't you know it, that happens instantaneously. And if you guys have watched Fairly Odd Parents, you know that this isn't exactly the best idea, because Timmy Turner had this exact same thing happen to him, where he wished that him and Trixie were the only people on planet Earth, and then she just kind of went psycho. That right there is essentially the gist of this movie. This girl literally will not leave him alone. And, you know, for a lot of guys, that might not be that bad at first, but there's a lot of horror elements to this, right? Like, what are some good examples? Staring. There we go. If you have a partner or somebody you like, yeah, you know, you'll give them a couple passing glances, maybe look at them a little bit, right? Got the love in your eyes. But how would you feel if they stared at you like that for 30 minutes straight? You know, how would you feel if they just didn't break eye contact, never blinked? Kind of crazy, right? And then what's another good example? Watching somebody fall asleep. Yeah. That's cute, wholesome. It can be played out really well. It's in a lot of romance movies. But what if instead of just watching you sleep normally, they watch you all night? And not just that, but what if they also watch you while standing in the corner in the dark room? You know, there's a lot of crazy scenes like that. Another one is like, hey, like, you're going to the bathroom? Let's go to the bathroom together. Not that bad. But what if she's literally like right there with you, right at the door knocking? She wants to see every ounce of your asshole spread on that toilet. It is crazy, man. There's another one where like there's a phone scene where the guy's on the phone and, you know, he steps away for a second because, you know, he wants conversation to be private. And then she stands up and like, you know, just starts doing one of these and you can kind of see her creeping around in the background. Oh, like I said, this movie does a great job at taking everyday things and making them scary. You know, my wife was watching this movie with me, and there were a couple of times where she was actually pretty terrified. And even me myself, there were jump scares that got me, dude. I think in the movie, in total, I was jump scared kind of like 2 to 3 times, which is more than normal, man. I have nerves of steel, brother. I play horror games every other night on Twitch, and, you know, I like to think of myself as a veteran in the horror genre. But this movie does have some pretty surprising scares, or at least things that I did not expect. Like, I remember there was one part of the movie where I was kind of spacing out for a second, you know, it happens, right? And then I look up, and I was like, oh, Jesus Christ, you know what I mean? Like, there's a scene where, like, she, like, starts moving backwards in a really weird way, and it just 100% catches you off guard. Because you watch, like I said, you watch this girl become more crazy as time goes on, and when she goes crazy, when she goes demonic, she goes demonic. Like 1 minute, everything's sunshine and rainbows. Hey, how's your day? How's it going? Yeah, that's great. I don't know, man. It is just straight up an experience. And I did have a lot of fun watching this movie. So that's enough gushing about the girl. How are the other characters? Like the main guy, for example. Well, I don't like him. I don't think this movie ever builds you up to like the main character. Funny enough, kind of just like Hokum, where you're not supposed to exactly like him. And the main reason why for this movie is because the guy just kind of goes with the flow. Like, obviously something is wrong. Obviously the
wish worked.
But he's getting monkey pawed. But the entire movie, 90% of it, the guy's like, you know what? This is fine. It reminds me of like that dog meme where like the house is burning down and he's just sitting there drinking coffee. That's essentially this guy in a nutshell. He just will not admit that there's a problem here. And there's a lot of signs, obvious signs, that there's a freaking problem. And I think the craziest part about all of this is that the guy knows that this isn't the real girl. Like, obviously, throughout multiple points in the movie, you will see the real girl snap back saying, whoa, what the hell am I doing? I'm scared. Please do something about this. Save me. There's even like one part where the guy's like, hey, can I cancel the wish? And the guy's like, oh, do you regret it? And he's like, yeah. And he's like, oh, actually, while I have you on the phone, do you want to talk to the real girl? And he's like, wait, what? What do you mean the real girl? And then he hears the girl, Nikki, screaming in like the pits of hell. And the guy, he's just like, you know what? Nah, this is fine. He moves on. Like, dude, the guy is oblivious. But the thing is that I kind of understand it, where everything, when it's not creepy and scary, it's going well. So I do think that's the reason why he goes along with it throughout this whole movie. He's just so engrossed by this girl. He's always wanted to be in love with her and be with her, that he kind of just puts the blinders on purposefully. I don't think he's like a dumb character. I think he just doesn't want to face the music, so to say, which it is interesting seeing him, like, you know, come to all of these hurdles, and he's just like, oh, you know, this is fine, I'm just gonna keep on going, yeah, and then you eventually get to a breaking point, and of course, you know, we hit the climax of the movie, which I'm not gonna spoil. So real quick, one thing I do want to warn you guys about, I know this is a thing for some people, but there is a dead cat in the movie. I know, sorry, that might be a spoiler, but it does happen in the first 10 seconds, so it's not like, you know, a crazy plot twist at the end or anything, but there is a dead cat in the movie, so if you're sensitive to that stuff, just a heads up. But I will say this, the movie just kind of goes by it very quickly, and not just that, but the cat looks like a birthday cake prop, so there's also that too, right? It looks very fake. I think they went out of their way to make it look fake, to not disturb too many people. So as far as the horror in this movie, I think it's really well done. You got your generic jump scares. You also have jump scares that you see coming, but when they get there, they still scare you. They also have a lot of subtle scares where, you know, the girl will be talking, and the way the lighting works in the scene, her face is like entirely dark, but you see her eyes. I think this movie has a lot of great scares. It never really truly lets off of the gas pedal. It's always just pushed a little bit, and I think that's perfect. This movie really made me confident that the future of horror is in good hands, and again, between Hokum, between Obsession, and soon the Backrooms, May is looking like a fantastic month, and I do highly recommend the movie Obsession for you, yourself, or if you have a partner. It's a great date movie. Dude, it is a romance monkey paw horror movie. There's nothing better to ask for than this right here. But yeah, there you guys go. Those are my quick thoughts on the movie Obsession. Let me know your thoughts on this movie down below. Are you going to watch it? Is it not really your type of movie? Did you like it and hate it? I'd love to hear all those thoughts down there, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out, and stay safe, guys.